Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the new intro. Decided to do something a little bit different and do some race reviews. I want to work on my racecraft, it's not the best. And this was a really good race, so I thought I'd try to share it with you guys. We are in the MX-5s at Lime Rock. As you can tell, I did not get a good start at all. Pretty much got steamrolled off the jump. Um, but we're going to take it easy here into this turn. Coming around, we see contact ahead of us. So trying to be easy. Where is he going to go? And kind of get clipped by the 11, but it's mostly netcode, so not a huge deal. And we keep going. Coming into this chicane is kind of tough. I'm not real good in here. They make contact on the brakes. Thankfully, everybody behind us was paying attention, so that didn't turn into a major problem for us. And now we're just kind of working, trying to pick up spots. I think we were, it says 7th. I know we lost some spots. I'm pretty sure we're 9th right here. But coming down the Sam Posey straight for the first time, trying to figure out where I want to go. I think about putting it 3 wide. Not going to do it though. Too early. Going to let them race it out because they look like they're racing each other pretty hard. So hopefully they'll slow each other down and I can make a pass and get 2 positions. So coming back into this little back section here is actually pretty fun. You got to be really dedicated on the throttle through that corner we just came through, and you can take it pretty flat out. Looking for our break-in marker. Just meeting up with the curb. Don't want to hit it too hard, because then you'll risk smacking the underside of the car, and that's never good. Back down the main straight, just off in the grass, a tiny, tiny bit. It's been a while since I've driven these cars, so cue up the racing driver excuses. Been a while since I've driven the car. Weather wasn't great that day, and I had a bad set of tires. No, but seriously, take a look at this one. Pretty much just following right here. I'm not really sure if I was saving right here or not. I don't think I was. I think I was trying to learn the track more and push and get that chicane right. Because that chicane is really, really tough. And this corner is kind of odd too. This is the first time I've driven this track, like the new Lime Rock. So some of the curves are different and more aggressive. God, look at us sliding through that last corner. We're on it, man. We are trying to get back up there. Just trying to take the draft, driving in way too deep right there. Almost going off in the grass. So we still got a big group ahead of us that we could catch. The problem's going to be don't get stuck fighting this group too much. Line it up right there. Perfect. Good on the chicane. Back to the chase cam. So, just taking a ride here with Miguel. Seeing we're just behind him, slinging that Mazda through the last corner. Trying to get as much of the draft as we can. You can get a pretty good tow down the straightaways with these cars. You can gain a good bit. Oh, there's a safety car in case you were wondering what they were doing. They're just chilling. Hooking up real nicely with that second apex. That's a pretty fun complex of corners because it's 2 apexes. The first one's early, and then you let the car ride out and hook up with that last one. Get a bit of a run here, but this isn't really good zone to pass on, so just kind of biding my time right here. There's no point in pushing it too hard into that chicane, especially on lap 5. 20 lap race, plenty of time. And for a lot of it, you're better off just trying to get the run down this back section of the track here. Mess that up just a little bit. Got the benefit now of the tow again from Miguel, and he's got the tow of the yellow Mazda in front of him, so I'm really hoping that we're able to catch up to each other. There we go. That was a good set of corners. Patience right there seems to be key on the throttle. You get back to the gas too early, you'll hop off into the grass on the left side of the circuit. Taking this flat out, being really committed, almost too committed. There we go, skipping forward just a little bit here, not much happened. Enjoy me in the bottom right corner there, playing with the sector times and everything. I was trying to get a little bit more going on the screen. One thing I like about watching like Super GT is that he always, and Gran Turismo, is that they've got the leaderboards and whatnot up on the replay screen, which makes it pretty nice. So here you don't really see the relative of if I'm catching anybody or anything like that. So we'll have to figure that out as we go. But just really wanted to do this as an experiment to see if people would enjoy this on this channel. This is a really great showing of racecraft. So that's where I really wanted to bring it to you. So we get the tow. What do? Shoot out to the left. Gonna try to make the move around the outside. Looking for the braking marker on the 2. Don't quite get it. I think I was a little bit too cautious there. But I go for the undercut. A switchback. Don't quite get it either. Think better of it. Don't want to take us both out. And now we just kind of tuck in back behind him here. Hook up with that curb nicely. Back through this one. Really committed on the throttle again. And now what do? We don't have anywhere to go right here. So early on the brakes. Don't want to punt him. Both of us hopping over that curb, losing some time. But we stay on him. Trying to keep him kind of pinned to the inside. I was hoping I could get a good switchback through here, but it never really panned out in that lap. Through here, hooking up. That corner's really fun. Alright, so coming back down here, what do this time? Do we shoot? Nope. Okay, so we stay behind him, hoping that he'll end up going to the outside. He doesn't take the bait, so we'll try it. Slinging it around the outside again. Just doesn't quite work. And then we're gonna send ourselves into the grass a little bit. And keep it rolling. Looking for the braking marker. I'm trying not to rely on that shadow, but it's kind of convenient, even though it's probably gonna move at some point. So here we go, tucking back into the draft. Hooking up nicely with that corner, trying not to drive ourselves off. Down the hill. And now we've got a pretty good run coming out. Had to let out of the gas just a little bit, which is going to cost us some time. Tucking right behind him. And will we go for it? No, I think we're too far back to safely go for a move. I'm not into dive bombing him. He's been clean so far, been fun to race with. So I want to keep it that way. Right there, back in that last corner, that's where I found out if you barely clip that curb, you can get the car to be a little bit looser coming out of that corner, which helped. Okay, here we go. Once again, coming through this part, not a good spot to go for a move, so we'll see if we can get a run coming out of the chicane. Not quite, but now we've got the draft again. Bouncing the car a little bit too much right there. Unsettled us too much. Coming in, hooking up nicely. That corner's cool because there's a little bit of camber or banking, whatever you want to call it. So if you tuck in right next to that curb, you can carry a little bit extra speed than if you were on the outside. Tried faking him, didn't work. It's okay, we still got 9 laps to go to see if we can get something done here. banking on this corner as well. If you're on the too far to the right side of this corner, it flattens out and you'll get a really understeering car coming through there. So, lost a little bit of time. Seeing if we can make that back up here, which we probably can on the straightaways as long as we tuck in and stay close. The yellow car ahead of us is gone. Part of that's because we're fighting. Even though I'm not really alongside of him, he's still having to go defensive to block off some of my moves, and then so. But the yellow car ahead of us was faster than both of us anyway, so we're just kind of tucking in here, seeing what we can make do. Gonna be way too far back to go for a move again. It's gonna be safe. Drive it in deep. Hook up with that curb, let the car go wide a little bit, and then cut back for the second late apex. Hook it up a little too well, bow in the grass on the right side of the circuit. Trying to avoid staying on, avoid the controls there with the brake and throttle. Seems like if you let the car coast through that left-hander, the better off you are. But once again, we lost time to him. Back up, really going for it. I'm trying to shift it as quick as I can. Don't want to lose time. Because he does have really good pace and consistency. I think both of us struggle a little bit through that chicane. Lift in. Barely keep it on the circuit. Don't want to abuse the curbs or the track limits too much. Got a good run coming out of that corner. We seem to be a little bit quicker through that right-hander and this left-hander, and then he is really good at committing on this corner and getting his car balanced, so it's very hard to make a move. At this point, if I could get alongside of him right here, I might go for it to try to make it back out. But we'll see. Oh, great run coming out of the chicane. What are we going to do with it? Fake right. He's not going to take the bait. Taking another good defensive line. Going for the switchback again, but it's not really panning out. Like I said, I got to work on my racecraft. It's getting there. It's better than it was last year, for sure. Alright, he's cutting over to be defensive again, like we do. We're going to try to hold him to mid-track, cut over at the last second, see if we can't make something happen here. And once again, he's just better on the brakes than we are right there, or than I am. Taking another defensive line. It's going to cover us off through this left-hander. There's not much you can do right here. Back to the throttle. Great race, though. This was really fun. Alright. I'm always nervous heading into that chicane because I'm pretty confident that I know where he's going to brake at, but I just don't want to run into him. Especially not with this kind of a race going on and ruin this. The nice thing is, I do remember that we were leaving 8th and 9th behind us, even though we were kind of fighting. Here we go again. This is where I feel like the move is going to happen. Just lift and trying to stay behind him, fake him out. Doesn't work, and I kind of freak out a little bit and shoot wide. And that gave us a less than great exit there, so we're going to mow some grass again. So at this point, I'm not even sure if I can catch him back up, because it feels like he's maintaining a little bit better pace than I am. Except for he went wide in that first section of the chicane, but we didn't hit it perfectly either, so we don't really gain. Right there. That felt good. That was a good hooking up with that corner. Keep on going. The off-camberness of that exit. So the first part of that corner, the that right-hander, the circuit's banked a little bit to help you, but it kind of crests in the middle. So if you go over the middle of the track, you go from being banked for the corner to having some off-camber corner to where now it's not helping you, which makes it a pretty interesting corner because you want to hold it to the inside as long as you can, but you also got to drive it out. So here we go. Catching him a little bit. Happy to see that. Okay, linking up nicely. I think we figured out that chicane a little better. I'm braking a little bit earlier right there and letting the car roll more and getting onto the throttle a little sooner. I think I was just driving it too deep and it was killing the exit for the last half of that chicane. So here we go, driving ourselves to off circuit again. So I'm really chasing after it, coming here to lap 17. Not much of the race is left. He's done such a good job defending, and I'm having a good time trying to figure out how to get around him. I could probably drive deeper into that corner, but I just wasn't quite confident enough in the car to know that it might hook around the outside. Looking back at this, I think that when we got side by side, I was a little bit too conservative on the brakes, so I would immediately concede the position back to him. Here we go. Blowing that corner really terribly, losing a bunch of time. And once again, it's going to be a game of, are we going to catch him back up? I mean, the race has been fantastic up to this point. And I'm just happy that I'm not last. First one I did, I was going to make a video of the first race. And it was bad, guys. It was real bad. I won't drag you down with my bad performances. Um, I was dead last for most of the race. The only positions I gained were when people wrecked. It was abysmal, but we learned a lot, and we took it into this race. And this is more of what I was hoping to see. Really committed, really committed. Right there. Keep trying. That shadow hadn't moved too much, so maybe it's a viable braking marker. Oh, somebody drove off the circuit right there. You can see lines in the grass. Thankfully, that wasn't us or Miguel. Go lap 18. Catching him again. Benefit, once again, of the draft. Hopping that curb a little bit too much, and we're just staying in it. I'm after him. We're chasing him. I'm not letting off the throttle. 2 laps to go now. I'm not really sure why I pulled over like I did. Maybe that was just to keep a better line because I know that he was going to stay defensive. And it kind of worked. We carried a little bit more speed. Gentle on the controls. So we're catching somebody. I believe there was an incident ahead of us. So that's actually 5th place. Which I'm not sure if he has damage or not. So there is a chance that we might be fighting for 5th instead of 6th. He's really good at carrying the speed even though he's taking a defensive line. So I'm doing something not right, taking my regular lines, if he's able to carry that much speed being defensive. So that's something to work on. Here we go. I'm going to try to hug him to that right side of the circuit, and much better on the brakes, but just get a little squirrely and had to let go or I was going to spin out. So final lap, coming down to it. He goes off just a little bit. What are we going to be able to do here? I'm honestly not sure. Oh, somehow we don't make contact with each other right there. Throwing these Mazdas through the chicane for the last time. And we've got a decent run. He's going to go defensive. I'm going to use all the curb that I can. Get a better run that time. So we are making time. Is it going to be enough? Really committed. Is he gonna dive to the right? Okay. I'm gonna try to bring it side by side. It's a dead-on drag race, and we just barely don't get it. And then everything goes wrong because I was too busy being excited about how good that race was, and I hit that car that stopped. Let's take a look at the results here. So we finished in 7th place after gridding up 7th, so didn't really lose anything. There's the there's how close it was. Um, so it looks like we were was that 5/100ths of a second, roughly, close to 4. So it was close. That really came down to it. Top guys were gone. We were uh 15 seconds behind them, which isn't too bad. It was a really fun race though. It was good. Had a good time doing it. Shout out to Miguel for such a great race. And then apologies to Pablo, who I ran over there at the end because I was too busy looking at the leaderboard to see what that gap was. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, let me know. I would like to keep making some more of these as well as getting back to doing the track guides. Um, Trying to figure out my style of editing, trying to figure this whole thing out. So learning how to use DaVinci Resolve to make better content for those of you that take time to watch this channel, which I really do appreciate. And being that this is the first video of the new year, Happy New Year. Good riddance to 2020. I won't miss it. So I'm ready to see 2021. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'd like to see you in the next video. So take care.